Good afternoon from Universal Orlando. Today is your night out at Halloween Horror Nights.
So it's our spooky date night.
Right? We've got a sitter and
I'm
it's
so
happening.
excited, yeah. So we booked an RIP tour tonight. It's a private tour. We've got a bunch of our friends are coming. This is the first time that we've been without Jackson. He's with a sitter. They're having a fantastic time. I am so excited. I'm nervous, but I'm very excited. I think we're going to be able to do everything because I think this is the only time I'm going to get to go this year.
Right.
So we booked the tour specifically for that reason, so we could get everything done. I want to do it all.
All right, let's get it done.
I feel like I'm going to cry. I'm just happy to be here.
Let's go do it.
Okay. We're checking in for our RIP tour right now.
It's very loud in here.
It is very loud. We're just waiting in this line so that we can show them our tickets, and we're so excited. It's happening.
Yeah.
Starting right now.
Wanted to show off the crowd waiting to get into Halloween Horror Nights right here.
Did you miss me?
Dang, the speed at which they get people into that park, scanning tickets and everything is amazing. It does go quick, but they're still gonna take a while to get all these people in. All right, so now we are headed into the park after we watched the opening ceremonies from actually right up over there. That's where we watched them from. So now we're in the park and we're heading to La Bamba.
Ooh, so we're gonna get some snacks and some light refreshments. Very excited. So that's included with the tour. And I think she said there's also a bar in there that you could purchase alcohol if you wanted to.
And it'll be shorter waits because we're the only, VIP tours are the only ones that can go to that bar. Yeah, that guy he's in the spirit. So one of the great things about being on a VIP tour is they give you the backstory of all the scare zones and all the houses. So, Lights, Camera, Action, Eddie's Revenge. Universal Studios is making a movie about Halloween Horror Nights, and we'll see all these characters from Halloween Horror Nights past. But then Eddie and his gang of minions with their chainsaws come in and hack up the place. Oh no, I can't see anything. All right, I can see now. And then we got Eddie, and of course Eddie is Jack's brother. And Jack was the clown that we saw just then during the opening ceremonies.
Are you looking for a little fun?
Yes.
Are you looking for a little chaos? Are you looking for a little madness?
Of course.
Are you ready to get jacked up? Hell yeah, Jack!
I can't jack. Now we are headed into Cafe La Bamba for some light fare. So inside of here, each room is themed to a different icon, and the only way to get in here is to be on a VIP tour. Ooh, yeah, I like this. So in here, this one is themed to the director. Oh yeah, there's they're doing movies up on the ceilings. Holy cow. This is really cool. Of course, the director over there on the wall. And there is a bar back here too that is available for people on the RIP tours to purchase drinks. This is where you come up to get your food. There it is. There's Jack's box right there. see what we got here. We got some Latin mac. Got some grilled brisket flatbread. I'm going for that. Wild mushroom flatbread. Edamame filled pot stickers. They also have fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, charcuterie, a cheese area, olives, summer roll, spiced Kalamata olives, and grilled pita bread. They also have some desserts over here, a pumpkin tart, macarons, and then this is called Crime Scene Cake, a flourless chocolate cake with bloody icing. Then we have a room up here themed to the storyteller. But we also have an Usher photo op out here. Ooh. There's another bar back here where you can get the specific drinks, like the ghoul juice or the poison tea party. And I think this room is themed to the caretaker, possibly. It's just kind of like vintage looking. Ooh. So now we are headed into Gorewood Forest. And there's a little bit more to the backstory that she clued us in on that I've missed out on, is that the storyteller was the icon the year that the Terror Queen was here. And it's a little bit of like Inception. The whole reason that we're seeing the Terror Queen is because the storyteller was telling the story of the Terror Queen, Terra Cruentus. And also, at night, we will see the trees glowing with iron from all of the blood sacrifices, and that's what all these lights going up the trees are. Look at him, isn't he so cute, Jen?
What is it?
There's a little like moss guy.
He kind of looks like a satanic gerbil.
Like a squirrel.
A squirrel. A spooky squirrel.
What if we're just walking through and we're like, squirrel?
No.
I didn't see her coming.
These guys remind me of the Dark Crystal. So what do you think so far? You've gone through 2 scare zones.
I feel like I'll know more when it's dark.
Okay. Don't they remind you of the Dark Crystal, Jen?
Yeah, I was trying to remember what was the
Yeah. Oh, I should mention there's going to be some like scary stuff and gore in this video. I feel like we forgot to say that at the beginning.
Yeah.
There he is. The Twisted Tater line is long all night long. So if you're looking for Twisted Tater, be prepared to wait. Actually, all the food lines have been long both nights that we've been here. All right, we're getting ready to go backstage.
Yeah.
So I can't film you until we get to the house.
Yeah.
But we're headed to the Haunting of Hill House.
So we're here with our guide. This is Seward, and she says that this is the scariest house.
It's good.
I'm very excited. We're starting out, like we're just both feet right in.
This is the only house that got me multiple times.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm kind of nervous now. I don't know why that made me nervous.
Last night I didn't get an amazing view of puppet theater like this. Look at how awesome this looks. Wow.
Alright everyone, so our next house is Netflix's The Haunting of Hill House. For those that haven't seen it, we are going to follow the Crane family when they are children and when they are adults being called back to the house. So just like the show does, we're going to kind of jump back and forth in time, see them as kids and as adults, and we're going to see why the house is calling them back. Something that we do here in the house that they do on the show as well, we have a lot of hidden ghosts for you. So just keep your eyes open, and I always tell people, make sure you look up.
Oh gosh. I'm worried.
The Haunting of Hill House. You ready? All right, Jen, the facade in here is amazing.
Well, I was gonna say, so the facade that we can show you is just this.
Yeah, but there's another facade inside.
That looks awesome.
First house down, what did you think?
It was really good. We started out with me in the front, and then we ended with me behind you.
Yeah.
I could not see anything.
There's a very dark hallway where they do some spatial audio.
Yeah.
It's very good.
It creeped me out. I'm
Actually,
literally
two
like,
very dark hallways.
But it was okay. So spoiler, there is a scare in the ceiling that got me.
And I pointed it out to you too. I was like, here it is, look up. And then you looked up and were like, ah!
It was pretty good. But I think the scariest part was the dark hallway because I could not see. Couldn't see anything.
There is a camera at the end of the hallway with a red light, and that's the only thing that I could see that I was following.
Oh, okay.
So, but we are here with Peter and Kitra from Ordinary Adventures. There they are. Hello. All right, we're headed into Halloween Nightmare Fuel next. This is the show. I didn't get to see this last night, so I'm interested to see it. There are adult aspects to it, though.
Done perfect. How many now?
There are definitely adult themes to this show, though.
Oh yeah. I don't know anything that's
There'll
going
be
on.
a lot of sexy dancing.
Oh, is it? Okay.
All right, I will say this theater is extremely warm.
Oh god.
Just
it
be
was
prepared
so hot,
for that.
yeah.
And then there was fire all over the stage.
It was very hot.
It was a great show, though.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought
I
it was
really
very.
liked it.
It had everything.
Yeah.
It had like cubes on fire. It had spinning dudes. It had.
One
fire-
guy just had fire coming out of his mouth for like a minute straight. I was like, look at that guy. He just has fire on his face. It was really good. Very adult.
Yeah.
But
oh,
it was
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Also, there was just stuff happening everywhere.
The soundtrack was really good. I liked it.
Yeah. All right, we're headed off to Haunted Houses now. Now we're headed off to Beetlejuice. The Grandeur Theater. There it is, Puppet Theater again. We're not going through Puppet Theater, but I wanted to show this facade at night because it looks fantastic.
Next house is Beetlejuice, surprise, based off of the film directed by Tim Burton. It is Academy Award winning. I don't like to tell you too much about this one because I don't want to spoil it. But you will see iconic scenes from the film. Maybe Dante's Inferno, maybe the Lost Souls room, maybe the attic in the Maitland's home. So stay tuned. Do we want to shout his name 3 times for good measure?
Beetlejuice.
We should.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
Beetlejuice! 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 Beautiful.
We're gonna see him for sure. Yeah.
I've already said it like 17 times in this video.
Oh no!
There we go. Beetlejuice. All right, what did you think?
Can I be honest?
What?
I was like underwhelmed.
Oh, really?
It was cool. Like it was cool to walk through the movie, but it wasn't like scary at all.
No, yeah, all the scares
Yeah.
happen behind you too.
Yeah, I
Sometimes
missed
that
everything.
happens.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll get to go through it again and we'll have a better walkthrough. But it was a very beautiful house.
Also, the sandworm wasn't lit.
Yeah, the scenery was very cool looking.
Yeah.
So, and the Beetlejuices were very spot on. So I mean, I feel like that's pretty good.
So we are going to time travel here back to 1906 in San Francisco just after a big earthquake. And we're going to visit the Grandeur Theater. So in the Grandeur Theater at this time was the ballet company and a puppet troupe. Now the ballet company had just finished wrapping up their performances while the puppet troupe was rehearsing as this earthquake happened. So they are looking for any captive audience. Keyword, captive. It's going to be us. Whether that is to watch or to use our limbs to make new puppets, stay tuned.
So I really enjoyed this house.
Okay.
I hope you do.
I feel like I will enjoy this one. I'm really excited for the originals, and this is an original. So let's go see if we're gonna be a captive audience.
Be a puppet.
I'd like to keep my limbs, but we'll see if that happens.
Okay, I'm just excited for you to meet this guy.
Who's that?
You'll see. All right, what did you think?
I did like it. I thought the scares were very much like they would come from the side and then you would get scared from the side, and I do like that. And I also like the guy.
Yeah.
He was good.
Chin
I liked
guy.
him. Yeah, yeah. He was like a gnome face, legs.
With little legs coming out of his chinny chin.
Yeah, I liked it.
a good time.
We are heading into the Wicked Growth realm of the pumpkin. I'm gonna say this a lot, but this is one of my personal favorites of the whole event. This one is really based off of traditional Halloween, but like with a twist. So if you remember Scarecrow the Reaping, similar vibes to that, Twisted Tradition, the Scare Zone from 2018, all of that kind of stuff. We're gonna meet the Pumpkin Lord, and he grows Halloween. So you'll notice as we start in the house, the vines and the roots are really small. As we get closer to the Pumpkin Lord, they're gonna get bigger and bigger until we finally see him. Hopefully he's nice to us, we'll see. Something that's really cool about this one, there's a lot of Easter eggs. So I'll point out most of them to you. Specifically, there's a lot from Slaughter Cinema from 2018. I might just notice those the most because that is my favorite house. But we are gonna go in here and see if we are not part of the fuel that the Pumpkin Lord needs to grow Halloween.
Okay, so Wicked Growth Realm of the Pumpkin. That's a hard one to say, but that is right now it's my #1 house.
Yeah.
I feel like I got the best scares in that house, and I feel like I could follow the story the best in that house. I loved, there was this really cool scare that was neat where it was like a pumpkin guy behind a fence, but the fence was like bungee, it was like stretchy.
It was a lattice.
Yeah, a lattice, that's what it was, but it stretched. So when he went up to the fence, I thought he was gonna stop, and he didn't. He like kept going because it was like a bungee thing. I really liked, there was it was like a bridge that you walk over that was like see-through, and it looked like you could see below you, almost like you were really high up, but you could see through the bridge below you. And I thought for sure I was like anticipating a scare being under there. So it made it, there wasn't a scare, but it made it extra scary because I was like, I kept looking for a scare. And then I also really liked the Pumpkin Lord. And
He's
he
the
got
best.
me too. He like spit his pumpkin guts on me.
Oh,
So it was a pretty good house. I enjoyed it.
you got pumpkin lorded.
I did, I really did.
All right, up next, Scary Ohio.
I'm excited for this
Or
one.
Scary Horror in the Heartland.
Horror in the Heartland.
Ooh, I like how creepy you look in the red. That's
There you
fun.
go, extra creepy.
Oh yeah,
the
I always
red.
feel like it's like Are You Afraid of the Dark? Remember
Do a
that?
different color every time.
Should I? Our next house, we're going to take a little field trip to Cary, Ohio. For those that are not familiar with Cary, Ohio, it is a real town. We have a lady that works here named Laura Sauls. She is the Senior Director of Creative Management and Show Development. Woo, big title. So she's from Cary, Ohio, and back in 2008, they were looking for a town that they could base all their creepy things from. She said, I know a place from Cary, Ohio. So it happened. So we're gonna kind of go into Cary, Ohio and kind of relive through all of Horror Nights past. So we're gonna start in the sewers. If you're familiar with the spawning, we'll see some of that. The Hive, we're gonna see all kinds of famous houses that took place here in Cary, Ohio. So basically we're starting in the sewers, making our way up through the houses, and we'll come out on top, hopefully alive. This is another one that has a bunch of Easter eggs, too many to point out, honestly. More Slaughter Cinema, I know, my favorite. And if anyone's familiar with Cindy Kane, do we know any? Yes, I see some head nodding. Okay, perfect. So she's the caretaker's daughter. She is another icon to be that kind of never happened. So she is in this house in the orphanage, so I'm very excited. Ready? Let's go explore.
I didn't get to see this facade yesterday because we came in the other way through the express line. So this Chucky thing was actually a photo op, and you have to wait for right then. Everybody seems to close their eyes though, and then it takes a photo of you, and I guess there's a website where you can see the photo. It's pretty neat. Stopping into Lombard's real quick because this is a VIP bar area, so we're gonna stop and get some water, have a little bathroom break, and we will continue through the scare zones in the houses. So we just got out of Scary Horror in the Heartland.
I gotta say, for right now, it's the lowest one on my list.
Okay.
What I didn't like about it was that what I didn't like and what I did like are the same thing, which sounds kind of weird, but I enjoyed that it is a house for the fans.
Right.
As just a normal guest who's only been this one time, they wouldn't understand the house.
Right.
They would still get the scares. There's still like scary, people and jump scares and all that fun stuff, but you wouldn't understand the story.
Right.
So it takes you through every iconic Cary, Ohio scary happening.
Right.
And so like you see the Hive house, you see the spawning. The spawning?
I think so.
I've never
See the
actually.
orphanage.
Yeah, I've never seen those two houses. I've never seen. You see lots
HR
of
Blood and Guts. You see Meaty Meats.
Right. The only one I've ever seen is the Hive house. But I enjoy being able to see the houses that I had not seen in the past.
Right.
I just wish that it was longer than one scene.
Right.
I think that's
So
what
like it jumps real quick.
It didn't follow a cohesive story, and I didn't like that, but I could appreciate the history behind it.
Right. So here we are inside of Lombard's. There is a cash bar in here and some bathrooms. And then right outside, Marathon of Mayhem is happening. Ooh, they're trying oh no, they're resetting.
Behind the scenes, ordinary adventures.
They're trying the 2 signature drinks.
So there's 2 main drinks here at Halloween Horror Nights, and we got them. I got the Ghoul's Juice.
I got the Poison Tea Party. They come in these souvenir cups, which are fun.
I have to ask you guys, how many souvenir cups do you have now?
So many.
Yeah.
Don't put them in the dishwasher. I've ruined so many because I'm lazy.
But good news is you don't have to get in a souvenir cup.
You don't?
No.
Oh.
You just tell them. You say, I don't want that souvenir cup.
She already swiped our
Yeah,
credit
you have to
card.
you have to jump in
I
there.
think they're $15, but if you get the souvenir cup, I think the refills are cheaper. So like
Yeah,
if you
that's-
want to get a refill, it's like a few dollars off.
But look at this, it has 30th anniversary on it, and then it has one of the posters on the other side.
Oh.
This one tastes like, it's like rum and mango, it's like tropical.
And this one's kind of like an Arnold Palmer, but it's kind of sweet because it has the blue carousel in it. They're both really good. I recommend both of them. They're both really refreshing. And cheers to Halloween morning.
Cheers.
Right.
Cheers to Halloween not being canceled this year.
Yes.
Heading in through the Crypt TV scare zone. And then our tour guide also told us something that I didn't realize, is that the girl in the woods is oh no, it's stabbing him right in the head.
You know what, though? I think it needs more blood.
Oh yeah. So our tour guide told us that the sequel to The Door in the Woods, The Girl in the Woods, is going to be coming out on Peacock. That's why we have Crypt TV represented here at Halloween Horror Nights.
We didn't watch that one, so I don't
No.
even know the story of that one.
I love how quiet it is in the scare zone,
It is really, I feel like I shouldn't be talking.
right?
Yeah,
Like everyone's just watching. It's like theater.
it is, really is.
Oh, we're in the middle of the cash change. They kind of like walk through the crowd. Ooh. All right, we're headed into Seek and Destroy. Hopefully the controller doesn't catch us not conforming. Oh my, goodness gracious. Oh no. Oh, I like it today. There's a lot more activity happening throughout the scare zone. Oh no. Oh, where is she pointing at? She's pointing at the controller over there. There he is.
The machine knows no
Oh,
acceptance.
you.
They know power. They know unity. They know strength. Human, mortal, human woman. You address the machine. Speak your piece, human. What do you require? Your request is illogical. You desire something that will cripple your body. Remove yourself from my sight. You are unworthy of the machine.
I'm not worthy because I asked for pizza fries.
Not good.
Oh no.
So I guess this is the very first interactive scare zone element of its kind at Halloween Horror Nights. We are headed off to The Bride of Frankenstein Lives and Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
So Universal Monsters, The Bride of Frankenstein Lives. For those that have seen the 1935 movie, it picks up right where the movie leaves off. Actually, as we're walking into the house to see a black and white clip playing, that clip is the last few minutes of the film. If you haven't seen it, basically, Frankenstein's monster throws a switch and says, "We belong dead," blows up a castle, everyone dies, or so we think. There is a survivor, it is Frankenstein's bride. So we're walking in right as that happens, and she decides that she must have her mate back. She's trying to bring him back from the dead. The way she thinks she's going to do that is by using the blood of Dracula's brides because they are vampires and immortal. So So we're gonna go follow along through her experiments and see if she succeeds or not.
All right, so what did you think?
That house got me a few times, and it's so funny because I've already been through that house. I went through it last year during the like HHN daytime event, but it really got me. And you know what's funny is that I think the plexiglass, so there is plexiglass in the houses as well as like vinyl curtains almost, and I feel like it made it more scary in that house because everything was plexiglass, so I didn't know where the scare was coming from. It was like a
Misdirection.
yeah, like misdirect, yeah, and it got me a lot. And I liked the ending, so spoiler alert at the end, the monster and the bride both come out at you. That got me. I wasn't ready for that.
Also, we got to see Gilman.
Oh, we did, yeah. I also think that we saw the Invisible Man too, right?
I think that
It was like a
yeah,
guy-
he was one of the villagers. You could, I guess maybe that could be the Invisible Man. You never
Because he
know.
had like all of the
Yeah,
wrappings.
bandages all around
Yeah,
his
I thought
face.
he was the Invisible Man. Maybe not.
Yeah.
But I really did enjoy that house. It was good.
You can see Lagoon Show happening across the park here. Look at all those people too.
So have we all seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974?
Yeah.
Perfect. So essentially, we're just gonna check back in on the Sawyer family 4 years later in 1978, just to make sure that they're still cannibals, because you know maybe they changed in those 4 years. Like, maybe they're vegan now. Exactly, you never know. People can change in 4 years. So that's basically the premise of this one. You will see Leatherface, of course. My favorite thing to tell people about this one is that all the chainsaws are indeed real in here. So buckle up. Let's go have some dinner.
So we just got out of, yeah, it was honestly, I felt like we had a good run through.
Yeah.
Peter and Kitra were like, oh no, I feel like we didn't have a good run through, so maybe you're gonna think that like we were wrong about it being scary, but I think we had a good run through.
Yeah.
So they may have missed the scares. I
Because
got
they were
scared a bunch.
urinating.
Yeah, I got scared a bunch. I feel like, you know, lots of chainsaws, very smelly, lots of smells.
Yeah.
I didn't like the smells. One of the smells smelled like Jackson's diapers.
Oh no.
And then one of the smells was just like very musty and like it just
Old.
didn't, yeah, it didn't smell good. I forgot about the dead. Forgot about the dead dad guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of skin everywhere. It was very creepy, if anything, very creepy. So I enjoyed it.
All right. Next house.
So we are about to go straight into a pop-up book. Our next house is called The Revenge of the Tooth Fairy. I say a pop-up book because our creative team actually made a whole children's book based off of this concept, which is why the facade, you see everything sliding in and out, it is supposed to be based off of a pop-up book. So we're gonna go into the house of James Westthorne, who is, to put it politely, a spoiled little brat, and he has decided that he does not want to give up his tooth to the fairy folk. As we all know, you put your teeth under your pillow, you get a little surprise in the morning, usually a coin, something like that. So we're gonna find out what happens when you don't do that.
All right, we're out of Tooth Fairy. What did you think?
Okay, so I know that we went through Tooth Fairy last year, and I'll link that video down below where we did the like daytime horror nights event. But I think that just going through the house in like an actual Halloween Horror Nights event, like a real nighttime Halloween Horror Nights, it made the house scarier. I really enjoyed the story. I really enjoyed the narration. I forgot how creepy the fairies were. They looked like little demons. Like, I don't know if that's what fairies are supposed to look like, but they were definitely like demonic looking. I also liked that they didn't just take the teeth, they took the whole lower jaw.
Yeah.
Like their whole bottom of their face was gone. Another thing that I wanted to mention about the plexiglass is I scared myself a few times because when you walk by the plexiglass, you see your reflection and you feel like there's somebody there that's gonna scare you, but it's
Right.
just you.
Also, there was less plexiglass this year than there was last year.
Yeah, so last year there was a bed scene, and in that scene this year, there's no plexiglass, but last year it was like a box, a plexiglass box that they were in.
Yeah.
So I like that they added the plexiglass in some places to like really keep the actors safe, but in other places they did take it out.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I felt like, although we had been through the house already, it felt like a brand new experience for me. I liked it.
So the last time that we saw all of our HHN icons here was back in 2010 when they were captured by Fear and held in his lantern. So it's been newly discovered that Fear's lantern is actually just a portal to the underworld where all the icons reside. And would you know what? That portal is underneath Universal. Who would have thought? So we're gonna go take a visit there and kind of see how they're doing. They are battling for it to be kind of like the head icon. So we were talking earlier, you said that Chance is on the throne at the end. Could be the caretaker, could be the usher, could be anybody. So that's kind of a little fun thing about this one. Something I also like to point out when we're walking into the facade, you'll see a bunch of the totems of all the icons. If you look up in the vines and the branches at the top, it does say icons spelled out in vines. It's really hard to see, so pay good attention to it. All right, now as my good friend the caretaker says, your time has come.
All right, we just got through with icons. What did you think?
This was one of the houses that I was most excited for, and I feel like we had a really good run through.
We did.
There were lots of smells in there. You could smell popcorn and like floral stuff and like baby powder kind of a scent, like a musky scent. It was very smelly. And then I don't know, should we spoil who we got at the end?
Yeah.
Okay, so we had the storyteller at the end. But in that same room, we saw Chance, we saw Jack, we saw, I think, the director. So you still got to see a lot of the other icons, but there was just one who was reigning supreme. And for us, it was the storyteller. But I felt like we had a good run through of that as well. I got a lot of good scares.
Yeah, and also, I like that we're doing this RIP tour because we're getting more information about the houses.
They also told us that in each of the rooms, the dead bodies, like the victims of the icons, are wearing shirts from their year. So like, yeah, from the icons year. So like in the Lady Luck section, they were wearing shirts from HHN 21, which is when Lady Luck was the icon. So it was neat to see like past merch too. It was cool.
We are headed into 30 years, 30 fears. And they told us that this is more along the lines of like a party atmosphere, like the party scare zone. It's a scare zone just kind of like welcoming people into the event. And they said, you won't see icons in this scare zone, but you will see iconic characters in this scare zone.
Hey, I'm waiting for you! And your time has come.
We're gonna dive deep into some HHN lore with this one. So this is Case Files Unearthed, Legendary Truth. So we're gonna follow the story of Boris Schuster. He is a detective and he founded Legendary Truth, the Collective. So he's going around solving all of these paranormal mysteries and collecting all of these totems for the Legions of Horror. I know that's a lot, bear with me. So every time he collects one of these totems, he stashes it away for safekeeping because they are what's kind of controlling that horde of monsters. And then when he's done, he writes a book about it, but he says that these books are fiction. So this is in the 40s. We're gonna fast forward to 1991, where we meet Tim Foyle, who is also a member of Legendary Truth, the Collective. And he's reading these books and he's like, you know what? These seem a little too realistic, and I think they're real. So he goes around and looks for all of these totems, and again, unleashes hell on earth and brings all these monsters to the surface. So if you remember back in 2012, when we had Legendary Truth, it was all of the different Legions of Horror. There was the Strengoids, the Morphans, etc. They're all in this house as well. So that's the Legions of Horror we're talking about, and he's fighting those totems and bringing them back to life. So if you're deep into HHN lore, this is a really good nerding out house, and if you're not, it's a fun detective spooky house.
Stopping off at Cafe La Bamba again. Gonna get some desserts. This is another location that is only available to those on RIP tours.
Well, it was funny because Seward, our tour guide, she goes, do you guys want to go to Cafe La Bamba and have some dessert? And you literally go, dessert? Okay.
Well, yeah, I'm hungry for dessert.
No, but it was just really cute.
You're cute.
No, you're cute.
You're cute. Date night!
Oh yeah, spooky date night.
Oh yeah, look, there's the director, and Jack, and storyteller, and the caretaker. Inside La Bamba, I just realized that this was in last year's tribute store. This prop piece right here. Well, there it is. Looks like they keep everything after it's used in the tribute store. You can see here it is. Tribute store on the side. So we've made it through all of the houses and all of the scare zones, and we did a show, and we still got a little bit of time left. It's only 12:30 right now, and the park's open until 2. So we're gonna start doing some houses over again. Oh. Ooh. Headed back into a house for the second time. We're doing the Haunting of Hill House. One more run through Beetlejuice.
The last time that we went into this house, the sandworm was not lit up. So we didn't get the full Beetlejuice experience. So
We'll see if that changes.
Fingers crossed for a sandworm.
Next rerun is Puppet Theater Captive Audience. Next up, Wicked Growth. It's happening. I just want to point out how few people are in the park now.
This is the best possible time. I mean, obviously it's very late. It's 1:30 in the morning. But all the lines are short. There's nobody here. You could do all the houses, I bet.
Well, I don't know about that.
You don't think?
There's a lot of walking around.
A lot of
You're talking about in a half an hour?
Not in half an hour.
Oh, okay.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, you could, if you didn't get anything, like all of them done earlier, you could for sure get them all done in like the last, like what you didn't do.
Yeah, like if you just did like the back 5 from Stay and Scream.
Yeah.
And then came later in the day and did the rest.
Yeah, and I think you'd have time to try some of the food, watch the Nightmare Fuel show, maybe watch the Lagoon show like in passing. I think you could do it all in one night.
Okay.
I really do.
All right, one last house, Icons. It is now 2:10. The park is officially closed, and we finished out our RIP tour. There you go. That was our trip out to Halloween Horror Nights for an RIP tour.
But also for my only night. I think that's the only night that I'm going to be able to go this year.
Yeah.
So I really think that we made... No, trees.
I know, right?
Spooky trees.
Spooky trees.
I really think that we made the most of it. I think we had an awesome time. We got to hang out with our friends. We had a really amazing tour guide. If you guys are ever doing these tours and you can request Seaward, she was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, we learned so much. I had a lot of fun just like hanging out with her and asking her different questions about the park. And
she's very knowledgeable.
yeah, it was a really, really neat tour. Like,
Yeah.
she did a great job. So definitely recommend the RIP tour if that's something that you guys are interested in, and you only have like a limited amount of time to do the event.
Right.
It really is a great way to do everything.
So tonight we watched the show.
Mm-hmm.
We had some food. Then we went through all 10 houses, and then we went through them. Woo,
You know,
that was
like,
some ridiculous lighting.
Spooky lighting.
We went through 10 houses, and then we went through 5 of them again.
Mm-hmm.
So a total of 15 runs through haunted houses tonight.
How
But
much?
we were here until 2 a.m.
But like, how far did we walk? I feel like we walked 10 miles.
10 miles, yeah.
My legs are literally gonna fall off my body.
Most likely 10 miles.
Worth
That's about
it.
what I did yesterday.
Yeah, this was honestly like one of the best nights I've ever had at Horror Nights.
It was really good.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. So,
What was your top house of the night?
Wicked Growth.
I think my top house was, Wicked Grove.
It's really good.
Yeah, it was. We had a really good walkthrough the second time around.
Yeah.
Really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Pumpkin Lord, love him.
I'm here for the Pumpkin Lord.
He is Halloween.
He is.
Yeah,
He's growing Halloween.
that's right.
So, I don't know. We're heading back to the hotel now. We need to get some sleep. I'm like delirious.
Me too.
So, all in all, it was a fantastic day.
Yes.
And with that being said, we're off. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Christina.
And I'm Sarah.
And we're from Boston.
Yes, and
Now it's time to pay the price.